Good afternoon, everyone. It's my pleasure to have all of your time in Mindshare. Maybe I'll start with a quick background on myself. I started my professional journey about 2 decades back. Did my undergrad from IIT Bombay, and started at Microsoft in computer vision. If you remember those multiplayer tennis games on top of Xbox, we used to do 3D construction with a device called Kinect on top of Xbox, which is where my passion for computer vision and deep learning and the efficacy of it in terms of digital visual discovery, if you will, started. Did my MBA from Wharton, spent about 6 years as a tech investment banker, starting in Wall Street, and saw consumer, psychology contexts across different tech variants, if you will, and digital visual discovery across different industries, if you will, which is where the idea of leveraging the tech evolutions, if you will, from a computer vision and a deep learning perspective to the industry problems that exist today from a digital visual discovery and the online offline experience gap started. We started Avatar with a root consumer psychology belief. We all perceive our reality with depth in it. 60% or in fact of our human sensory perception is visual in nature. 20% is our hearing. Rest of all our senses, smell, touch, and taste, are the remaining 20% of the neural processing that happens in our brain. And with that context, you would have seen the impact that spatial depth has made in digital audio. Call it surround sound, call it noise cancellation. These are all use cases of depth at a digital signal processing level, creating significant recurring value for the consumer, right, on a day-to-day basis. What we're trying to do at Avatar is do the same for today's digital visual discovery that's limited by its flat content, be it 2D images, 2D videos. Equally, it's limited by the form factors, which are your mobile screens that are flat or your laptops that are flat. What we're trying to do is create life-size discovery happen within the same form factors and create an opportunity here and now for brands to not only bridge the online offline gap, which I think is critical in the context of COVID that we're in, but equally create immersive upgrade or functional feature discovery of products and consumer experiences from a brand perspective. Why this is important today is not just the COVID context that we're in, where there is a compelling need for us, all of us, to perhaps shift the physical ecosystem to the digital transformation, if you will, which is perhaps flavor of the current context. But equally, what we're seeing is it also drives significant business value proposition. And it's not just in a particular context, it's full funnel. Like you can see on the slide, we today work across different consumer intent stages, if you will, starting from awareness and consideration, where you've seen a lot of friction, especially challenges with, I'd say, the younger millennials and the Gen Z consumers in terms of retention, mind share, even reach, where we are able to really have a strong emotional connect with that audience, driving significantly higher mind share recall, equally significantly higher word of mouth that happens within the social network of the consumers that you've reached. On the right side, as you can see the metrics, we are today able to convert a dollar, which say would get you X users of a reach with a 2D video, into almost 2.5x users when we replace the 2D video with the experiences that I'll show you a little later. So it's a significantly higher reach amplification that's happening in an unpaid organic way, if you will, and it also drives a lot more word of mouth emotional connect and penetration within social circles of the target audience that you're looking for, driving your customer acquisition costs significantly down. The other aspect that we're seeing equal impact is a middle funnel or a bottom funnel perspective, where perhaps there's already an intent in a consumer's mind to look at a particular price range of your model rate models or particular model itself, where what we're seeing is about 60 to 90 seconds of average engagement time. As you'd appreciate, this compared to a 2D video is about 6 to 9 times the 10-second impression that you get. And it's highly interactive, driving a lot more richer analytics, a lot more understanding of the consumer psychology for you, and creating that element of psychographic analysis of how does your CRM be more contextual to each consumer and be more personalized for them. In the process, there's a higher impulse, there's a higher aspirational emotional connect with the brand, and a higher conversion rate that happens down the funnel when you come to, say, talking booking test drives, book or booking online bookings. In terms of bottom funnel, we're seeing about 2 times conversion. And some of these is evidenced with, even in India. I mean, I'm not just talking about my global clients, but even from an Indian context, I do see the Indian market having evolved significantly in the last year, where we are talking about reaching 90 million consumers in certain recent launches that we've done in India, focused on the Indian target audience, if you will. Equally, what I do see happening is recurring emotional connect being created, a lot of brand differentiation being created, and a lot of recall that happens in terms of this being a first to market experience being done in the context of consumer safety. So you could easily spin this as not just ROI proposition for yourself, but caring about your end consumers, right? In the current context of COVID, and creating a digital journey that's contactless, that cares about the end consumer from a safety perspective, equally does not compromise on the experience, literally bridges the online offline experience gap and takes your dealerships and products to consumers' home. Maybe a little bit on our vision before I go into how this works in action for consumers. Our platform vision is to literally replace every 2D image or video that you're perhaps using to engage your consumer. And then we work today across digital and digitally influenced commerce, starting from Amazon on the e-commerce side globally to literally, automotive and telco OEMs, where it's about visual discovery of products, pre-purchase evaluation, if you will. What it does for us in terms of mission is twofold. Given the pre-purchase evaluation aspect of consumer discovery, photorealism of the products is very important, in the sense that the consumer needs the product to look realistic. Let me just maybe show you a quick sense of how the end-to-end journey works. As you can see on the slide, um, a consumer could come to a virtual dealership, literally interact with products, click on it, and then drop them into their own backyard, and then walk around, say, the product to discover features. And this entire journey is pretty much plug and play. And that is where the photorealism brings a huge difference. We have about 14 US patents that cover photorealism at compression, with compression, so that it loads fast, it works well, even on a lower end Android device in India, in a lower end bandwidth network, for all you know. What it also does for us is create a different mission for us, from a client perspective, which is keeping our focus primarily on the ROI proposition. Today, we're able to drive much higher sales, as had indicated to you, by just simply replacing 2D videos with experience that you just saw on this slide. Equally driving word of mouth by users actually recording their own videos in their home with your product behind them and talking about it, sharing it with their social groups, and driving a lot more reach than what we could do earlier with a static one-way narrative that videos were. I'll maybe cover a couple of formats just for the context of the group before I perhaps try to paint the entire contactless journey with the full funnel journey that I was referring to earlier. Let me maybe start with a gateway experience, which is the entry point for most of these experiences, where you're literally taking your dealerships. We could literally convert a virtual dealership or take your existing dealerships and digitize it and add in interactivity within it, right? So I could go into different zones, look at different cars, different color variants perhaps, and the car that I like, I just click on it and boom, it comes to life in not just 3D XR where you're rotating, swiveling the product and looking at features, but equally dropping it perhaps in your backyard and walking around it, going inside the car, looking at the interiors, perhaps doing a test drive, if you will. The second part of it is communication, where today we could replicate the rep experience that one gets when they walk into the physical dealership and do that digitally and do that 24 by 7, right? We have the ability to put holograms, life-size human holograms that are talking to the consumer while they're looking at a particular car. It could be interactive, where say the consumer says, "Can you also talk to me about the engine?" And the hologram then starts giving information about that particular car's engine and the specifications that matter perhaps. Equally, we can take consumers real time into dealerships. This is the proliferation of word of mouth that I was referring to earlier, where they could shift to a front face camera and suddenly see themselves in your virtual dealership on their phones, record themselves, start sharing, and creating the proliferation from a word of mouth perspective. This works quite well also from an information dissemination perspective. Most of static web that we are in today is about text, images, and videos being used to communicate. Whereas in this case, we keep in the context on the product discovery. In this case, say the user is looking at a particular car model, the holograms then contextual about talking about that particular car model to the user and create an interactive session where the user says, I'm more interested in the color variants, or I'm more interested in the specs of the car in terms of interior, say, music system that you have. What is the surround sound feature capabilities, right? So you're literally replacing those uh, text images, which are more push, to a more pull experience from a digital consumer psychology. Let me show you also another layer of this, which is more assisted and perhaps more bottom funnel, where once you have a qualified lead, you can invite them into a one is to one or one is to many video conference sessions where a rep is logged in. And as you can see on the top right side, I'm the rep at the top. And I've invited a consumer who's interested in, say, this car model into the dealership, walk them through, take them to the particular car, click on the features of the car, and while doing so, I'm having a live audio video session, almost similar to a Zoom call, if you will, just far more immersive and far more informational to the context of the consumer intent that we're looking at. In fact, you could ask the consumer to drop the car in their own backyard, like you can see here, and at a click of a button, the consumer suddenly sees their camera pop up and a life-size car right there with all the feature discovery that you want to present to them. Maybe going a little further down, as you can see on the left side, this can also be very functional while it can equally be aspirational, right? Depending on the context, if you're talking about a marketing launch or a journalist event, perhaps we'll focus more on aspirational aspect of the product launch. Whereas when you're talking about middle funnel or bottom funnel, with your websites or your physical dealership apps, we will be more functional in nature because that's how the consumer intent changes across the funnel. And we simply emulate to be contextual to the intent that the consumer has. In this case, it's about product feature discovery. It's about the ability for the consumer to look at anything that they want to look at and immediately at a tap of a button without having to go through a 60-second narrative. And this is that a video is, right, today. This is where we really see ourselves beating video hands down, where you can think of video as a 60-second one-way push, right, of a particular narrative to all your consumers. Whereas what we're able to do is create this two-way interactive pull experience versus a typical video push experience where the consumer comes and says, hey, skip, spare me the engine details. I'm more a visual guy. And so I want to look at the interiors or perhaps the color car variants or perhaps how I could customize my wheel and what are the variants that I have to make it look a little bit more, appealing to my way of looking at it. The other aspect is things like virtual test drives, where instead of having to visit a physical dealership, you're literally clicking a button. And as you can see on the right side, I'm on the rear view mirror. So it's a very personalized feel as if I'm sitting in the car and I hear the engine sound. I can accelerate through gestures. I could brake the car and literally drive through a zone and get the experience of how I would feel driving the car if I were to buy it. And all of these have a direct correlation in our studies to conversion rates. And so, depending on the context, again, we would promote the feature hero narratives that you think fit the aspirational emotional connect with the consumer for that particular intent. The last piece that is quite interesting and very powerful is what we call as augmenting the physical car. What it means is you could have a physical car in your camera feed, and our technology just makes it come to life where you just scan the car and information pops out. It's interactive, so you could go into far more detailed discovery of a car. You could This could even be troubleshooting, as you'd imagine a manual that you give doesn't need to be a a physical manual like yesterday. It could be a digital manual bringing everything to life and getting upgraded in real time, where you're literally refreshing the manuals and every consumer has access to the new information that comes in. But equally, this is playing a big role today in physical dealerships, a point I think would be relevant for the esteemed audience we have today. In the context of COVID, what we're seeing is the importance of creating a contactless digital journey for consumers, right? It is very important for you as a brand to care about them. And so the messaging is more not just experience upgrade, but equally about the safety of consumers and ensuring that you care about them. And in that process, this works really well for a physical dealership. And we're doing this across global geographies and across different brands in the industry, where consumer who walks into a physical dealership doesn't need to touch anything anymore. They could just pick their phone up, scan the car, and information starts popping out. Information that's very visual, and so you're talking about much higher recall of the emotional connect and the issue itself, if you will, happening, and information that is perhaps more contextual, right, to the consumer. So this is, as say in an electric charging particular case, it's about first time users being educated, and or for example headlamps and stuff, it's maybe comparing yourself and the features of this car versus the other models that are likely in the consumer mindset in terms of their consideration set. So various different things can be brought to life in this interactivity, and overlaying this just brings the consumer safety and those aspects also into the same gamut. So just maybe perhaps painting all that we've talked about together, I'd encourage everyone in the room to think about this as a full funnel digital path to purchase discovery. That's where technology today has come to, and you would have seen bits of pieces of this coming in the last year from in the industry from various quarters. But today, the opportunity that we all have is there is a here and now consumer base. This is not 2019. We have pretty much penetrated all consumers that are meaningful digital transactors with hardware of AR sitting in their cameras in their hands already. And so the penetration is done and behind us. And with the now opportunity that exists itself, the opportunity that we have as perhaps industry thought leaders is to create something that does not just emulate what was done yesterday but take it to the next level. And that is what this slide literally does. We're not just talking about bridging the online offline experience gap, but today we're talking about perhaps taking your dealerships, your products, and your reps, and all of that to consumers home at the convenience of them sitting in their couch. It starts with virtual events and launches where we, as you saw, assisted calling into dealerships or into experiences into a particular product launch, goes into your own middle funnel. Your websites don't need to be images and videos anymore. It could be a gateway dealership, a flagship dealership that a user comes in, which has all the models that you have to display. It has different zones for each model. It has different interactivity built in depending on the stage of the funnel that the user is in. So for a gateway experience like a virtual dealership, you could create a aspirational emotional connect and then take the consumer down to functional car discovery for the model that they like. So instead of browsing through 20 different web pages, it's one gateway experience showing you everything visually, and then bases the consumer's interest, personalize the later journey according to them. As I was saying, the 3D light discovery gives us almost 60 to 90 seconds average time. So you get a lot more richer analytics. And so you understand the consumer better. And in real time, our technology platform customizes the experience that they're looking at for the analytics and the intelligence that we've built on them in this funnel. The fourth column out there is the AR part of it, which is more for younger millennials, I'd say, and Gen Z, which is where we're seeing a huge impact. That's something that all of us have struggled to perhaps engage, retain the 2D videos, anyways. And XR is playing a big role in terms of making a strong emotional connect with that younger audience and building them for consumers that are your lifetime value consumers, if you will. The last piece is more around safety. It is quite important today in the COVID context to create a contactless journey, not just in the digital mediums, but equally on your physical dealerships. And we're able to bring to life technologies like scan your car and information coming up that makes this happen, and then takes care of, helps you go the distance, perhaps a step further than the distance needed, to show that you care about your consumers and create that emotional connect. Overall, this is not just an experience upgrade. As I was saying, this ties back to pretty much very important P&L metrics for you. It starts right from revenues growing to pretty much cost savings, while it delivers the different aspects of its efficacy, if you will. From a UGC perspective, it saves you costs on additional spend for the revenue growth that you're looking for. It reduces your customer acquisition cost. It gets you to the right target audience by self-segmenting social penetration of the user that you're trying to reach. Right? There's a lot of self-segmentation that drives significant efficacy for customer acquisition through this UGC layer. Equally, it's about understanding the consumer more, building rich analytics with the information of the time spent, and accordingly fine-tuning everything that the brand does with that consumer for them. Right? Personalization, I think, is the mantra here. And unlike a static 60 seconds of a video, you suddenly have the power of contextualizing every second spent, whether it's at the starting gateway or whether it's at the bottom funnel. And so I appreciate all the time, and I'd maybe open this up for Q&A. And my pleasure again to have the esteemed audience that we have today.